Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Egoqueen, and welcome back to Queen's Court, episode 47-ish, I think.
48?
Yeah, we've been going for quite a bit. In the last episode, after an epic battle that I totally won myself and had the highest kill count, I did not at all, not even close. Anyway, in the last episode, we had a huge battle. The warband has started doing their own things, and I am off alone. But, Viggy, you're better at story. Go for it.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Viggy the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. When we last left our heroes, the warband hurried back to the upper decks of the Oath Unspoken to warn the Lord Captain of the impending attack on the bridge when a pilgrim riot slowed their journey. Ren parted the crowds, and the acolytes carried on. Arriving on the bridge, the warband made plans along with Heresy on how to deal with this incoming attack. Thaur suggested that the Oath Unspoken make an emergency translation from the warp, and the warband agreed. Doing so, the Oath Unspoken tears back into reality when the Inheritors made their attack. Taking out the bulkhead door with a melt-a-bomb, a horde of cultists and mutants rushed in to overwhelm the bridge, only for Harold to wade into the fray and unleash a whirlwind of death. The rest provides covering fire when a gate of infinity opened up at the front of the bridge, and the leader of the shipboard Inheritors stepped through and caused havoc, laying into Thaur with his psychic might. Flak armored mercenaries followed suit and started gunning down the bridge crew. The acolytes scraped through the fight by the skin of their teeth, but they are victorious in the end. And some time has passed since the fight. The bridge has been mostly cleaned up, bodies removed, loot has been collected, and the bridge crew has seen some very recent promotions and new installations of new servitors. And at the front of the Oath Unspoken, as it makes its day-long journey back, not day-long journey back, and it makes its day-long final leg of the journey, there we go, towards Thaur, Ren finds herself standing at the front of the Oculus. Yeah, I think it's called Oculus viewing port, something like that.
Good enough.
Good enough. It works. When she is joined by the Eldar Ranger Morino.
Alright, as I'm standing there, I'm going to be holding the lasgun burns that are all over my arm. Well, all over me. Especially the one that's on my arm, which actually almost critted me. So the arm is badly burnt and everything. And I'm just going to be holding it and looking out towards the view.
Actually did... Oh yeah, Mope healed you last time, so...
Yep, I can't be healed.
Your heal is still on cooldown. Let's just say that she has put some,
No, this is right after the battle.
Yeah, no, a small amount of time has passed, so I'm going to say that she has at least... let me double check something. I need a name. Here we go. It has... Yeah, synth skin spray is something that's part of a medikit that is used to treat burn wounds.
Yeah, well, I don't have that yet.
Well, yeah, let's...
No.
For fluff's sake.
No.
Fluff's sake.
No, the whole idea is she's standing there holding her burns.
It's been at least an hour.
Doesn't matter.
Requires me 24 to heal her again.
I know, but you know...
Nope.
Polonia doesn't know about that cooldown for heals.
I'm pretty sure she actually does, considering that she's a surgeon with 4 ranks in Medicaid.
She doesn't have fourth wall breaking for the rules. Ah! Fine. Ren is still injured.
I will turn all the cooldowns down to 23 hours, though.
Fair enough.
Okay.
As the ranger approaches, she stands next to you and stares out into the open void.
It's beautiful in its own way, isn't it?
'Tis true. The open expanse of infinity that stretches out before you. What more could you ever need?
There's a lot more anybody can need. Purpose.
Well,
I
medical treatment? She grins.
look over at her and I smile. Not yet.
You endure your wounds?
I wear my scars with pride. But I will never give up the moment to look at something beautiful. It's so rare to see a beautiful sight. Thus, it must be appreciated.
She stands there in silence, appreciating the view.
It's like a beautiful painting, a vase, or sculptures. Peasants, they walk past them, unaware of the skill that went into them. But not me. I stop, and I watch, and I admire.
She looks at you as you mention the word peasants with a curious look on her face. Forgive me, but I don't recognize that word.
Oh. Easiest translation. People of upper class versus people of lower class. Lower class are considered peasants. Think of them as non-warriors for the Eldar.
But we have no non-warriors.
Children, then.
Even children would help. Actually, I don't know what Eldar kids do on Craft Worlds.
They're not put into the warrior class until they pick a path.
Yeah. What
anyway.
do kids do on Craft Worlds? Get on that, Gavthorpe.
They make mac and cheese, because it's craft mac and cheese.
Ah, fuck off.
Anyway.
Back to serious role-playing.
What about you? What path do you take?
Me? I walk the path of the outcast.
That's a funny word.
Though, it doesn't quite translate. For you see, an outcast, by my understanding, is someone who has been shunned from society. It is not quite so with the path of rangers and pathfinders.
No, you rejected your former path to be an outcast, correct?
It was my choice, which is, in and of itself, however, my ability to return makes me not so much of an outcast.
Then it's very similar. See, on Pravoska, I was supposed to be a governess. Supposed to rule, and that's not me.
Can you return?
More than likely. But
You do not know?
I choose not to. And she's just gonna hold her wound and actually, stare at it for a second. No, I left that place. I needed a new purpose in life. I needed something more, something that would fulfill my needs, if that's a good word to choose. I needed purpose.
Did you find it?
Before I answer that, did you find your serving with your master?
She looks back towards the command throne and looks back to you. It is a mutual relationship.
That's the same with me.
Is that a deceive?
No, it actually is how she feels about Inquisitor Hunt.
That's not what mutual means.
Details.
Mm,
Poor choice of words, but whatever.
yeah. I will have to meet your master one day.
Maybe sooner than we expected. But I digress. What is your future, Eldar? Or Eldari? Wait, my apologies. What is her name again? Morino?
Morino.
What is your future, Eldari? Wait, excuse me. What is your future, Morino?
Mine? I will continue to wander until I choose a new path.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out a locket. The locket is of the Lockwood family household. It has gold necklace. It's really, really nice. Here, take this. In case our paths are to ever cross again, let's settle this with words and never violence.
She looks at it. I will keep this as a memento.
Our races are closer than you think, Marno. Though we're still a little wet behind the ears.
At this, she grins again.
And I'm gonna bow my head to her. And I'll be like, I'm gonna head to medbay.
You do that.
And that's where I'm going.
Oh, you go. So, with that, let's actually go here.
Oh, wait, figure real quick.
Hmm?
So, like, I'd stay in the whole command deck, but I have witnessed the conversation, not like hear what they said, but just saw them both talking to each other.
Yeah, you could have seen them talking.
And before I leave, I go up to the captain. Captain, I think me and you have some things to discuss later on, when you're not busy. I will be in my quarters.
Oh, I see.
And walk away.
Alrighty. So, actually...
Can I actually go to the medbay and start getting, like, actual medical treatment? Not from Polonia, but from the people there?
No. It's 23 hours till you can get healed again by anyone.
Oh, that's so lame. Well, regardless,
Yeah.
I'm still going there.
Fair enough.
Okay, well then, after waiting maybe 30 minutes after I go back to my room and drop off my guns, I'm gonna go knock on Rosalina's door and get no answer.
Viggy,
Yes.
Tarvark would like to put out an open call over the comlink, or the
Indeed. So, considering who is left on the upper deck, I'm going to say you can reach everyone except Ren.
fair.
I think she's gone already, but I'm guessing no one else has left anywhere specific.
Harold is in his room, lying on a pile of, everything he has found after the fight.
Yeah, it was a lot of guns and weapons. Yeah, dude has a pile of guns in his room now.
Indeed. And Tarvark puts out a call over the comm bead to all but Renrosos. Attention, Polonia, Harold, Kershawn, and Rosalina. I am in dire need of your assistance. If you are available, please meet me in the archives of the ship. I will be waiting there. There will be rewards promised if you assist me in this.
I will go to the archive room since I have nothing else I'm doing and try to find Tarblock.
Likewise.
I will come along.
So, as you, as the group gathers into the archive of the Oath Unspoken, you find that it is a dusty compartment littered with data slates, scrolls, and other forms of data storage. Yeah,
And cogitators and what have you.
and cogitators and what have you not. It seems that the seneschal of Lord Captain Aristide has been a busy man throughout the years, and Tarblock has requisitioned the room for his own personal use. As you can see, a veritable cornucopia of data slates and scrolls laid about throughout the room, with various drawings and theories.
Diagrams.
Theories, diagrams drawn about the place on. Let's just say there's some chalkboards in there.
Indeed. And on the table sits 5 cups, mugs, and a couple bags of recap waiting. And then he kind of stands there with his original hands behind his back. I'm glad you could all join me. It's good to see you. Thalia, Harold, Kashon.
Harold slams his fist into his chest and bows.
You need to make up your mind, Tech Priest. One day you want to kill me, the next you're pleasant to see me.
And I kind of smile towards Kashon. Sir, you could not begin to comprehend what goes through my mind in a moment's notice.
Zeros and ones? And Kershaw just gives a smart ass grin.
Doctor, how do you fare?
Oh my god, I'm exhausted after our last conflict. Retcon, make that O by the Emperor.
Thank you.
Well, this will be difficult to ask. And sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
My findings going through the research has been disturbing, and the knowledge that Halbril is involved in this upsets me to no end. And you kind of see his metal hands digging into the wood of the table.
And at the name, Kershon's just gonna reach his hand. Who is Halbril?
All that you need to know at this current moment is that he is my quarry, and I will stop at nothing until his head is mounted on a pike.
I can help with that.
Oh, Harold, you're going to help me with many things involving this. But,
Well,
sorry.
that all aside, Tarblock, what do you need us for?
Well, first, the findings. There are 2 things that have come to my attention going through all this and re-watching this recording over and over again. First one is that Somnus Halbril, which I do not believe anyone here has actually met, this was during an earlier time, is working with the Inheritors, but that was very obvious. Now,
Sorry, can you repeat that name? Or can you just type it into chat?
I can type it into chat.
Thank you.
Alright.
There you go.
That guy. Now, who remembers the pink liquid vials that we have come across over our little journey here?
The things that we found in the corpse hold, yeah. Should probably go back for those.
Perhaps later. This liquid is what we will call the blood of Izumat. It is made of refined Xenos artifacts. Lastly, there's a man on Thaur that we must keep an eye out for. The Archrector Legatarius Corollius?
Carolus.
Renthier.
Yeah, do not slight Knight for his pronunciations. This is straight from the book, and I'm kind of not sure how to pronounce them myself.
Indeed. Who is Knight? He is also known to be the second most powerful man in the Eulogius Escalon.
Eulogus Escalon.
Why are words so hard?
Because they are.
Meaning, this is our first lead going down into the planet. But for now, and you see all four of his hands clap together. Did not call you in here for a lesson. I have called you here for assistance on a project of mine. This scroll that I obtained from the gentleman who decided to toss me around like a children's toy I have denoted to be a use of a summoning. It's a summoning scroll used in demonic ritual. Now, I understand that this is dangerous, but I need your assistance in helping me develop a countermeasure against it so that we could come through this unharmed.
I'm just gonna blink, look a little alarmed, and sit down. And then, Tarvok, do you really think this is a good idea? Isn't this heresy?
To defeat the enemy, we must know about it. Polonia, I have seen you tear a man apart with your rifle by using your anatomy of it, of the human form. Would you be able to be as effective and deadly without that knowledge?
No, Tarvok, but this isn't just applying my surgical knowledge to where to shoot someone with a firearm. This is demonology.
Tarvok, yes. What would demons have to do with this? I've had my share of run-ins with them, but this is a Xenos god, if I am not mistaken. From what I know of the Inheritors, at least.
Part of me really wants to open up the scroll and show you what I've found, but no.
Please don't.
Now, I will take a simple yes or no. You will each be given something later on, or I will owe you a favor if you assist me. Harold, for you, I have something, and I pull from my bag a small, leather sack, and throw it to him.
Harold first sniffs there, and then opens the bag, and you can see the biggest smile on his face.
Turns out, the leather pouch contains a quantity of Hraxian tar candy. Yes, it's as disgusting as it sounds.
Of course, I will help.
Easiest bribe in the Imperium, but yes.
My dear sweet Thalia, if you assist me in this, what can I give you in return?
Tarvok, you don't need to give me anything. Of course I'll help you.
And Tarvok kind of offers his hand to her as a gesture of thanks.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And he, gives her hand a small peck on before standing up straight and turning his head to Kushan. And what do you want?
Oh, information for information, yes? We can discuss it later. But if you have the information I think you do, I will help you.
And from my jacket pocket, I pull one of my fine Necromundan cigars and offer it to him.
He just kind of looks at it and just tosses it back to you. I don't want it.
Fair enough. Now, time is of the essence, and he kind of cracks all four of his hands knuckles. Let us get to work.
Wait, Tarvok. We were just in a gigantic firefight where we were all in mortal danger. I understand that we only have a day until we reach Thaur, but I'm exhausted, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And I'm going to look specifically back at you with a look of concern and skepticism.
Look, I would not ask you and be offering my knowledge and items to you if I did not think this was of the utmost importance. I understand. Trust me, I am tired too, but we must forge on.
Tarvok, this is not something we should do hastily. I don't know a lot about demons, but since I've come here, I at least know that they're real. And if any of the stories are true, then what we're dabbling in is it could be horrific. We should definitely be well rested before we even think about attempting something.
Question: how much fatigue does everyone have?
Oh, since an hour has passed, I presume, correct?
Well, did you spend that hour resting?
Then only one then.
I have 0.
I also have 0.
3 out of 8.
Damn, Harold is actually kind of exhausted. Turns out killing heretics is tiring work.
Look, there will be time to rest after this. I have offered some nourishment and food and what I can to make this done. Again, I understand the risks, and I understand that you're tired. But please, this may be the difference between life and death for us all.
Look, Tarvok, I said I would help you, and I'm going to stand up and walk over to the cups of recap. But this isn't going to put us at the top of our game. On our exhaustion, we could goof, and I don't know the details of this, but who knows what could happen if that happens.
Then we must forge on into the unknown.
Tarvok, forging on into the unknown, this could get us all killed or damned.
Damned, you say? Oh, dear doctor. If you truly want to become an Inquisitor, you will become damned. Might as well start early. Kershawn's gonna clap his hands together and just take his seat.
I'm gonna look back at Kershawn with a look of skepticism and say, that has never been the path I've wanted to go down. I'm just a surgeon.
And now, I ask that you be my assistant.
And I'm telling you that I'll be your assistant and saying that we will do better if we start in the morning.
Oh, I had a tech priest friend about maybe 10 years back. He'd always say this. He says, our enemies may rest, but rust never sleeps. Something like that. I think it is applicable here.
Look, Thalia, I don't know how long we have on this trip. We have about a day. We are going to have to push our bodies to the and minds to the extreme to get this done before we reach our destination.
Fine.
Fine.
Go ahead.
No, I was just reacting to you.
Fine, if it has to be done now, if you can't wait even a few hours for us to take a nap, then I'm not going to let you do this on your own.
I'm sorry.
How about you be patient? And then I'm going to sit down and rub my eyes.
So, to anyone who wishes to drink a mug of recaf, they can remove 1 level of fatigue.
Sure.
Harold doesn't drink recaf.
He doesn't?
Nope.
That's a shame. Oh well. In that case, let's actually do some dice rolling. Woo! So, Knight, you are holding on to the degrees and all that stuff?
I have a notepad right here.
Perfect.
Man, don't you wish I was there to give you a plus 20 to your willpower?
Don't... Wait, when does that happen?
Just me standing next to them.
That doesn't happen for this.
He won't even wait to sleep. He's not going to wait for you.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
no. Anyway, continue.
Anyways,
Anyways, so, let's see. With that, let's see. So, for anyone interested in the crunch that's going on right now, we are using the explication system from Enemies Without, and this is a taxing complexity, I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Let me check. Yes. So, with that, the normal amount of time it would take would be a single week of research for just one person. However, the research can be hastened by taking fatigue. So, with that, if you take one level fatigue, you will bump it down to 1 day, and then half it all the way down to 6 hours. However, Knight has the Archivator talent, which allows him to cut that even in half again. So, it will be 3-hour increments if you are willing to take, let's see, 1, 2, 3,
More fatigue.
4 levels of fatigue right now.
That for everyone.
Yes.
I'm asking you to push your bodies and minds to the limit to help
Yes.
us.
And because Knight is the only one, well, Tarvak is the only one who has to actually make the rolls, 4 fatigue isn't something that bothers him because his intelligence bonus, which is what we will be using, his intelligence stat doesn't get cut in half when until he gets 5 fatigue, so he's fine for now.
Yes.
So, with that, let us see the first roll, and it is a -10 to begin with. And let's see, -10 to begin with. We have 3 people assisting.
Yes.
Let's see. And that would make it a Demonology plus 20.
Oop.
Ah.
So first roll, that's 3.
So let's see. That is indeed that is indeed 3 degrees of success. And for this to be a success, 10 degrees of success on this extended test is needed.
All right, next roll.
All right. So 3 hours have passed now, and the research
Vicky,
keeps
can you
going.
read what I wrote you?
Hold on. Oh, actually, after this next roll, Alexis, I'll cut back to Ren. I have something for her.
Okay.
Right. Let's see.
Next roll.
Next roll, indeed. Same.
Oh,
Ooh, damn.
Nice.
that's a breakthrough.
That is indeed a breakthrough. When a breakthrough is made, you get some immediate bonuses for the next encounter.
Wait, Vicky, how many degrees is that?
That is, let's
Right.
see. That is 8.
Vicky, we're done.
Yeah. So, damn, that did not take long. I could have made that even harder, and
Yeah,
it
we
only took 6 hours.
That means we didn't even take the full 4 fatigue, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
So, with that is, yeah, that took only 6 hours. Just really quickly, Mope, can you think of any fluffy way that Polonia helps, or is she just generically helping?
Well, I can certainly just seem to have an intuitive, interesting knowledge of when we're looking over it. I just seem to be able to put the symbology together. Not exactly sure how, it just seems to come to me a bit when Tarvok is struggling. There are just a couple moments where I point at the symbols on the scroll and say, clearly what this symbol indicates based on its based on its relation to this one is that, etc.
And when he sees this, when the first time she does this, his jaw drops in sheer disbelief and amazement.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, doesn't she have, higher intelligence than you? Let me
I
check.
do.
Yeah, she has,
is
whoa, she
Ren?
has,
What is Ren's
Her-
intelligence?
Do you want me to make a demonology check? Can I make it go quicker?
No, we're done.
It's already done.
We're done.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
just checking to see if, she is smarter than him, and she is indeed smarter than him.
Oh no.
Tarvok,
For
what
now.
is your intelligence?
45.
Well, you're well, not way smarter, but still smarter than Ren.
Well,
Anyway.
infused knowledge and everything else helps.
Okay, and so when Tarvok gives me a look of astoundment, I'm gonna look at him and say, well, I said I was third in my class, but I forgot to mention that I was 7 years younger than the next person.
Polonia, you never cease to amaze me. And actually, for just a small moment, his crackly voice kind of gives way to a much more different sounding. I haven't heard a voice like that. I haven't seen intelligence like that in years.
I've always been told I was gifted.
Toby, do you have anything specific or just generic helping?
I think I do. Since Krishan originates in Ordo Malleus, and he's had a couple encounters with demons, when related topics come up, he retells stories of how he and his Inquisitor have fought certain demons, and how it kind of relates to the topic that he's at hand, using experience, yeah.
Nice.
And he tells a sad tale of Jakul.
Aw,
He will be missed.
rip Jakul.
He did it to himself.
Speaking of Jakul, Harold, how does Harold help?
Well, Harold would be standing right behind Tarbak, ready to grab him if something goes wrong.
Indeed. In fact, Harold actually manages to help with one of the breakthroughs. When Tarbak is trying to figure out a way to defend against the malign influence of this summoning ritual, Harold manages to describe to him a certain ward that his late shamanistic wife had inscribed on his armor and weapon.
Indeed.
In fact, it is drawn on his chain axe, I believe. Yeah. If you look really closely, you can see on the chain axe head there is a symbol, and Tarvok recognizes it having some hexagrammatic significance. Yeah, let's call it that. I don't know how demonology works. And if he were to create a certain, and if Tarvok were to create a bunch of purity seals with that ward on it, he would be able to redirect any malign influence onto Harold and his armor, which is uniquely shaped and materialized to nullify psychic efforts.
Funny enough, I actually have an auto-quill and writing kit for just such an occasion.
Perfect. And you're a trade linguist. Actually, that would work. So, this is quite the thing, and I will have rules for those purity seals ready. Although you will have to write them up and stick the... So you would have to write up, let's see, 8. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you would have to write up 5 of them, stick 5 corresponding purity seals on Harold's armor, and then 5 on each of the 4 on each of other member. So it's kind of like a conduit.
Yeah. So like he's going to do that after resting. So I'm guessing after. Do you want to cut back to Ren, or do you want to just finish this up?
Let's cut back to Ren now, and then we'll finish up once she's done. So, as Ren goes to the medical bay, she sees that a good chunk of the medical bay has been evicted. Is that the right word?
Evacuated.
Evacuated. That kind of works. In order to make room for the injured armsmen who have been ejected. I think
evicted would work in this context.
Yeah.
If they were removed by force, it's evicted. If they left voluntarily, it's evacuated.
a mixture of evacuation and ejection. Let's call it that.
Ejaculation, got it.
You're the worst.
Ren.
Ren finds that that the medical ward is has been filled up with the armsmen instead, who are receiving medical treatment to their various wounds, be it at the hands of the bridge attack or the Pilgrim riots. She finds one of the Medicaid orderlies who recognizes her as being in good graces with the Lord Captain and sets her in a gurney. Patches up her wounds without healing. He fluffily heals her, binds her wounds, and actually, are you going to stay there, or did you just want your wounds dressed?
I just wanted the wounds dressed. Once I wake up from that, I'm just going to thank them.
Indeed.
Tell them to protect all of these men. I'm going to bless some of the men, and then I'm going to leave.
Do you have Scholastic Lore Adeptus Ministorum, I think it's called? Let me double check something.
Scholastic War? No, I don't, but I can still show them the sign of the Aquila and tell them the Emperor protects.
That is true. Roll a charm. Takes on a different aspect if I had to ask you to roll deceive.
I could roll command and pass this with my abilities. Do I get anything for this?
Actually, yeah, you have that, what's it called? It's in your gear. It's called a... Why can't I see it?
The iconography?
Yeah, the...
Devotional iconography.
Yeah, the devotional iconography. That gives you like a plus 10 on charm. It gives you a plus on charm tests, I know that.
Command.
Yeah, it's
Only
Command test to all loyalists.
Damn.
Well, whatever. Not
But
important.
You can house rule.
Yeah, well, let's just say that the men return the sign of the Aquila somewhat less distressed. However, as Ren is about to leave the Medicaid Bay, she sees Lord Captain Aristide walking by, along with Jurgan and Moreno, and as he catches sight of you, he motions you to join him.
Captain Moreno?
Lady Lockwood, if you could join me, there is a situation that requires inquisitorial intent.
Don't say that too loudly. And I'm gonna follow. I'm just gonna turn
Indeed.
back on my microbeat at this point.
Unfortunately, the...
Oh, I know the range is too far, but I'm still gonna turn it back on.
Alright. So, the Lord Captain, along with the Armsman Commander and the Eldari Ranger, walk to the back of the Medicaid suite into what looks to be a quarantine area of some sorts. You find yourself standing before see-through armor glass, I think it's called.
Okay.
Armored see-through. Well, some kind of...
You know what you mean.
A two-way
Armored.
mirror. Got it. That's armored up.
Not even that. It can be seen through both ways. You can see that a medical orderly is wearing what appears to be a void suit that has been repurposed for the Medicaid lab, with the Caduceus sign on the shoulder, and you can see that he appears to be performing autopsies on several corpses that are being held on Medicaid slabs.
What is going on?
You recognize this scene, as you have seen Polonia already do this, and the corpses look awfully similar.
Shit.
I was hoping you could tell me what this is. You recognize them being similar to the sanctuary Medicaid autopsy that
Yeah.
happened before you left Disolium.
Get some armed guards in there with them. The enemy is crafty, let's just say.
Fair enough. As you say that, Lord Captain Heresy merely glances at Commander Hesiel, who nods and moves off, no doubt to grab some more void-suited armsmen.
Listen, these men have been corrupted. Heresy seeps through their veins, and through them, demons can... And I'm saying this very low. Through
That is
them,
all well.
the beasts of the Immaterium can slip through reality.
But who are they?
Do I actually recognize the people themselves?
You don't recognize the people themselves, but you recognize the...
Wonderful song, I believe.
Indeed.
Okay.
This is... You recognize them as being of the Nurgle cult of Disolium.
They are cultists of a putrid god. They hail from Disolium. They must have snuck aboard your ship.
Now, would it interest you to know that we found them at the back of the Inheritor assault? They were all dead, but so were a large number of the Inheritors.
So they're fighting with each other.
Seems to be. Now, why would someone want to aid us, especially of this caliber of scum? You see that the Lord Captain has taken on quite a grim aspect.
Also, while this is all going on, Riza is recording all of this.
Fair enough.
I know not, but we do have an expert with us. They might be able to tell us.
Please, any answers could save lives and purge my ship further.
And I'm gonna go on comms really quickly. Tarvok, can you hear me? They must be out of range. And do you know where the rest of my party is?
I believe that the tech priest requisitioned my archives. He might still be there.
Archive. Oh, he's probably doing something. Anyway, I will have answers for you in but a moment.
Thank you. And Emperor Protect.
You as well. And I'm going to give him the sign of the Aquila and start heading towards the archive chamber.
Oh, he returns it with the one-handed version, which is where you put your thumb inside your palm to make the wing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm also going
as...
to look at Moreno before I leave.
And Moreno looks back at you, though she says nothing.
And I'm going to say nothing and just walk away.
Mm-hmm. So, with that, Ren makes her way to the archives, where she finds an exhausted, the exhausted members of the warband, as they are deep in research and other activities.
What have you guys done?
Before you say anything, let it be noted that this was all my doing, and any punishments that you feel are adequate for what we are doing should be laid upon me.
He says, almost by rote.
I'm just gonna stare in abject horror at Rosalina standing over the frickin' like demonic scroll showing Tarvok how like, no, you gotta look at the letters in relation to each other in their spatial design.
Speaking of which, I need Polonia and Tarvok to roll a willpower test, +10.
I can give you a +20 to this.
It's not a fear or a pinning test.
I could still give you a +10. Oh, well, I
Oh,
don't need to.
snap! Well, she doesn't need that.
Oh hell.
You could have used it.
He's out of
Yeah.
fate points. 1d5, Knight.
At
Do you have a macro set up?
this point, I probably should.
I can roll one for you. Oh, never mind. Well, 1 corruption point.
Looks like a
I
side. Go ahead.
thought we just. Never mind. I was gonna. I'll talk to you later after this, Biggie.
About what?
I'll tell you later.
I think I know what this is, but let's keep moving. So, with that, yes, Polonia was staring in abject horror, and Ren was saying something.
Polonia, explain.
If I didn't help him, he was going to get himself hurt.
Tarvok?
Oh, by the way, you see Ren. No, Ren sees Harold actually chewing on some tar candy in the corner. Just for flavor.
Oh.
All right, and I kind of stand up, putting my hands in the air. What the scroll we from the gentleman I filled with many bullets. I found a scroll that was to be used in a demonic summoning ritual. I have acquired these party members here to help me devise a countermeasure to it, in which we have done successfully.
And I'm just gonna look back at Polonia.
I'm gonna be like on the edge of whimpering.
We have a more pressing matter.
Oh, I'm sure we do.
Did you at least extract information that could be useful for us?
Oh, yes, I did. This was very successful, but please, I will go with you. Let the others rest. They need it.
I'm gonna call Riza over to me. Riza, play the last message. And cast fill in about our discussion with the...
Indeed. Tarvok hears, coming from the Archaeotech Loudhailer, the discussion that Ren and Lord Captain Aristide just had.
Oh, great.
Now, Viggy. Since the Inheritors worked pretty closely with the Faceless Trade, could I roll Faceless Trade to know what kind of god? Like, what is Ismat represented to the Inheritors? With, like, a minus?
Yeah, that would be a -20 because that is some obscure stuff.
Do you even know what a chaos god is?
He has no idea.
Yeah, like, I don't think any of us know what chaos... I think the closest any of us have gotten to chaos gods is Rosalina talking to the Eldar about she-eaters.
Yeah.
Well, no. Nurgle was name dropped, like, earlier on in the campaign.
Nurgleth.
No, well, yeah. It
Also,
was.
you weren't there for that.
Yeah, you
I know, I'm just saying, but we have heard
So,
names
like,
before.
it's
stand corrected, but
the
not
question
quite.
was what kind of god they're worshipping, and the only information that everyone has so far is some Xenos god named Izamat, though this summoning scroll put some lie to that belief.
Now,
So the mournful song attacked the Inheritors.
Perhaps it was a vendetta, since they worked the Faceless Trade, we kind of hit one of their warehouses.
Roll logic
Biggie.
for me, Nate.
Yeah, I was going to ask while I'm at it. Do I remember if the gentlemen who we fought against, who were working with Halbro, did they look like Inheritors now that we have context to it?
The mercenaries?
I'm also gonna roll logic for this as I try to put it together.
Goddamn.
Wow, you have none of that.
I'm gonna go drink some recaf.
Yeah, roll a toughness, -20.
Do I count as fatigued for that?
No, this is different. This is the resistance you build up from the caffeine. It's called excessive drug use.
But I haven't used it. I didn't use it earlier.
Didn't you drink one earlier?
No.
She did not.
I didn't have any actual fatigue yet.
Oh, never mind. Then you get -1. Then you get the cumulative effects are stacking.
No, I don't.
So-
I don't have any cumulative. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you
I
have only
lose the fatigue level.
yes.
You're not on that
if you want
gold
to drink,
stuff yet.
if you want to drink more, you know.
Okay.
Thaur dropped his mug.
Dang it. Well, it's uniform ratio. Did sturdy as hell.
Must
Yeah.
be terrible.
So logic test.
Indeed, there is a slightly more disturbing outcome. Slightly more disturbing motivation behind the mournful song attacks. They could be aiding you.
And just you out of nowhere, just in a spasm, Tarbox slams his fist into the table. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! That couldn't be. No, wait. No, but the calculations don't add up. But no, wait. So we could
Tarvox,
remove
speak.
that. What if they want us to go that way? What if they were assisting us? The mournful song. What if we are now a part of their game? Pieces on the board.
I'm just gonna look at Harold. No survivors.
Harold is not there. Harold has returned to his room to sleep.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna look back at him. At Tarvok then, retconning that really quickly.
Yeah. So,
Play their game for a little bit, and then we'll kill every single one of them once they play in towers. Now, I must return to the captain to inform him of this.
Just. And I actually stand up and with both hands give her 2 cogs of the Omnisaya before passing out from just sheer 3 days of no sleep.
I'm gonna catch him and say, "Whoa, Tarvok, let's help you to your room."
Polonia, get some sleep.
Of course.
Kershawn, you do the same.
Kershawn, are you going to be able to make it back to your room on your own?
Yeah, fine.
Let's go, Tarvok.
And figure real quick.
Hmm?
Before we leave the archives, I'd like to search for books on a certain subject.
Indeed. Roll for me awareness -20. Damn.
Keen intuition.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, so...
Well,
You
actually, that's
met-
24. Shit.
Oh, well,
Good
you
enough.
would have made it either way.
Yeah.
So, with that, you managed to find a mention. Let me double check what the name is. I know it's in here. Oh, found it. So, it is called... Really? Is that the name? I guess it is. Oh, fair enough. So, really don't like this Cabal name. You find mention of the Crimson Serpents.
Alright, I swear if anybody makes a fucking Magnus joke, I'm gonna kill him.
I didn't even think about Elta until you said something.
So, you find mention... God damn it. You find mention of a group of Eldari that are called the Crimson Serpents, who are behind some raids in the Ascalon sector, and that is all you can find. Muhahaha.
God
So-
damn it.
With does anyone? So I'm guessing that's everyone that took like heaps of fatigue are going to bed.
I am not going
Yeah.
to bed. I'm going to stay up and wait for a messenger.
I do want to say something to Tarvok as I'm walking back to his room with him.
Yeah, and I guess he just...
Alrighty, let's take care of that. Harold and not Harold. Tarvok and Polonia are heading back to the upper decks to take some rest.
Did my fatigue go away from the 3 hours of sleeping?
Let's say it did.
Okay, because I only have 2.
Yeah. You were resting, so let's call it that.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna walk up to the captain.
Let's handle Mope and Knight first.
Yep.
Well, Tarvok, that was a lot easier once we put together that the symbols the letters formed were more important than the letters themselves. It was more about the patterns.
Everything is effective, dear Polonia. You saw that, and I'm proud of you.
Right. Tarvok, when did you first realize that demons were real?
When I joined this party, I was felt younger, but I was about the same age. We saw something. It was not a demon per se. I now know that it was a host of a demon host, as it were. It terrified me. When I saw the thing before then, I thought I was the greatest thing, the unomniscience gift to this galaxy. But when I saw that thing, it terrified me to my very core. But now, all I feel is rage and hatred towards these creatures that dare step into my material realm, and I will do nothing. I will stop them.
Rachel.
I'm Batman.
Where's the catnip?
I will do nothing.
Phrasing.
What?
You're saying you will do nothing. That's the opposite of what you want to do.
No, you didn't let me finish. But okay, Biggie.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I lost it. Go ahead, Tony.
Tarvok, I think you need to get some rest. Do they even feel? Do they even think? What are they even really?
Can I roll a demonology test or would I just by having 3 points, would I be able to explain the base concept?
Demonology minus 20 for this
Just
one.
to explain. Okay.
In fact, I'll have something. Oh yeah, damn. Just for that, holy crap! I need to grab the book and just start reading from it because that's what 6 degrees of success will get you. Let's see.
Diggity bang.
It is. Is it here? Where does it actually? Here you go. I'll, You know what? Screw it. Let's give Polonia a Demonology 101 with the introduction on the demons.
Okay. And then after Tarvok finishes explaining to that, I'll give it a moment to settle in before saying, is there anything else besides them in the war?
Actually, yeah, I'm just going to read a paragraph here, so that should be it. This is what Tarvok knows. There is perhaps no more horrid foe to humanity than the demon, for it is the bane of all that lives. The demon is not merely a heretic to be hunted and killed, or an alien to be captured and eradicated. Each is the creation of one of the 4 terrible gods of chaos, let's say ruinous powers in this case, brought into existence to carry out the commands of its lord, though perhaps the worst are those who were once mortals and were elevated to demonhood as the ultimate reward for their service. No matter the form it takes or the method it uses, it is a creature of lies and pain, whose very existence is anathema to reality itself. Actually, for that, I'll give for the 6 degrees, I'll give an extra paragraph. Mortal minds cannot process the abhorrence of demons' nature, for it is utterly unnatural. It reaches back to the primordial nightmare that predates humanity's sentience, a visceral response to something that should not share the same reality as living beings. Reason falls to madness when faced with such a creature, and even the staunchest of warriors collapse to trembling knees, with sanity forever shattered. There you go. That's Demonology 101.
Okay.
And as I'm laying in bed, just as my eyes are slowly closing, I take my finger and point to Polonia, pointing to the ceiling, then to her forehead, and then to her heart.
You know you can point all of those at the same time.
No, this is just with his regular hand. I understand.
Yeah, I'm just making it funny.
But and then I just say, enemy beyond, enemy within, enemy without, and then that's what
Enemy
his
shake
last
it all
words.
about.
He says this as he kind of finally, after 3 days, passes out.
You do the purgy pokey and turn it all around. That's
Good night,
what's over.
Valtorius. And then I will go back to my room.
Indeed,
And
to sleep.
I'm
Yes.
gonna roll willpower on it real quick.
Oh yeah, you have horrid nightmares. That's right.
That too, but I'm actually gonna roll willpower to see if I even try to go to sleep. No, I just stare at the bed before deciding I don't want another nightmare, and then I start wandering around. And I guess after being in my room for a couple hours, I'll go see if I can find Rosalina.
Indeed. So while that is happening, Ren returns to find Aristide back in his part of the ship, aka his chambers.
Okay. Captain.
You find him in the what the hell? I forget the description already, and I need to grab it. What was it?
Record everything.
Let's see. Lord Captain's chambers, I think it's called. Locations. Here we go. Important. Decorated. You are in. You are standing in the parlor, which adjoins the bedchamber, but the parlor itself is mostly for meeting guests, and he meets you there, sitting in an upholstered Grox leather chair.
Is anybody else in the room?
There is no one else except you and Risa.
I want to do an awareness check to make sure the girl
Roll
is
awareness.
There we go. What is... Hang on, I gotta reload my character sheet. Okay.
Something going in?
It acted silly.
That is silly.
Can I also roll Psyniscience to try to sense her?
Yeah. You don't see anyone else. It seems the room is completely vacant aside from you and
Nope.
the Lord Captain.
Okay, perfect.
Indeed. Everything looks perfect. Oh, the ignorance of bliss. Bliss of ignorance? I forget which is. So, the Lord Captain gestures you to take a seat against him.
Is there a chair for Riza?
There isn't. There are couches scattered about.
I'm gonna tell Riza to take a seat on the couch.
Reza flies down and, very ladylike, sits gently down on one of the cushions.
We may have discovered a reason why they attacked each other.
Yes?
There's a dangerous person that we have been hunting for a while. We believe that these cultists are trying to aid us so that they can ultimately destroy us. They're trying to use us for something. Either way, both groups will be eradicated.
would their goal not to be to assist you against their rival cult?
Is there amasect on the table or anything?
Yes, there is indeed.
I'm gonna take a drink of it. I'm unsure what their entire intention is. More investigation will need to be done. But if they've made their move, we know at least a good portion of the ship that they are in. If we can eliminate a good chunk of them there, take a few alive and try to interrogate them. No, you can't do that. You must destroy them.
Wait, hold on. Where was this?
Well, we know that they were at the back of the holding cell, where the Inheritors came from. Putting 2 and 2 together, they're at the back of the ship.
Wait, back of what holding cell? I am confused myself here.
Where the Inheritors came from. If they attack the rear, that means they are in the rear.
No, they attacked the bridge.
No, the Inheritors did. The cultists didn't.
The Inheritors... So, are you talking about the Nurgle guys or
Yes.
the Inheritor guys?
The Nurgle guys.
No, when I say attacked in the back, I mean literally the assault on the bridge got outflanked by Nurgle cultists.
Oh, okay. I thought they attacked them prior to them launching their full assault.
No, that was possibly... Yeah, my bad. I explained that poorly.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, there were none left alive. They seem to have suicided themselves to help you, like, live. Sorry. Do you want to retcon
Well, I'm going
any
to
of that?
retcon and fill them in on that.
Yeah, okay, good. So, actually, there is... Alexis, roll for me an intelligence plus 10. I want to see if Ren remembers this.
Oh, shit. She's screwed.
If you remember it, then you can just know it. Do you remember the name of the... Never mind. I'll still ask. Do you remember the current leader of the Mournful Song? Do you remember his name?
I do not.
Does anyone in the party remember?
Pain?
No.
No.
You actually, yes.
That was Blessed Flesh.
Yeah, there's
You
more.
said-
There's more than one Fane.
And more than
Yes, but
one Nurgle
wasn't-
cult. There was
Yeah,
there were
wasn't-
splinter group.
Of course there are 3 of them.
Okay.
3 is the magic number. So there was Darnus Fane, who ended up dead on a pile. There was Feru Fane, who I do believe Ren killed, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
And
Hmm.
and then there was the 3rd Fane brother, aka Tormus Fane, who is the current leader of the Mournful Song, and you would actually know this.
Wait, so Darnus was the one that I killed?
No, Darnus was dead before you found him.
So I was the one who killed Thaur.
Oh, did you shoot him with the long lass?
Yeah, I
Ah.
long lost.
Yeah.
Ah, fair enough.
Pretty sure Tobian brutalized him with a power knife.
Did he? I'll have to go back and look at that.
So I don't remember.
We can
Yeah.
go back. I shot him in the face. I described his
Like-
gut, or I described his brain spilling on the floor.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Oh, that was-
Man,
Anyways, anyway.
good times.
I killed both of those bosses. I killed the demon and Biggie described it, and then I killed him and I described it.
Moving on.
Man, good times. But yes,
Yeah,
Moving
Maloney
on.
is kind of a crazy person now. Anyway.
cheers.
I'm
So,
gonna inform him
do
of his
you
name.
inform him of the of this leader of
Well,
the Mournful
that's what
Song?
I just said.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Pay attention, me. So, anything else you wish to discuss with him?
I'm gonna look at my tattered clothing. You gave clothing to Thalia.
I did.
Do you have anything more efficient for me?
efficient? He cocks an eyebrow.
And I'm gonna show, like, at this point, I'm pretty sure the dress is ripped up enough that you could actually see the armor that Ren is actually wearing.
Yeah, the mesh underlining.
Yeah. I'd be like, any type of armor would do.
I may have just the thing. Follow me. And Ren, Alexis, you can pretty much make a new one. In fact, it will even be good quality, which I think adds
What?
an extra
I
armor.
just want my power armor.
You can't have that now.
Why not? It's my power
That's
armor.
it's not efficient.
It is power armor. It's cool.
It lasts for 1d5 hours.
That's fine. Tarvok could just finger it and keep it active. Anyway.
That's disgusting.
Alright, fine.
But no, I need to check what good quality does, because I think it adds something.
In chat.
Let's see.
It's in
Armor
chat.
crop. Ah, there it is. Yeah, best at +1. Good, increased max agility 5. Okay. In fact, you know what? No, none of this good quality garbage. We're adding best quality mesh dress.
So it's essentially carapace now.
Essentially, yeah. It used to be flak, now it's carapace. So, Alexis, you get, let's see, the armor that you currently have. You only add +1 to everywhere, and I'll just do that now. 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. And I forget what was the armor thing. I don't think the mesh cloak even has any.
It doesn't have a max agility.
Does it?
It does not.
It does not. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Never mind.
Okay.
So, with that, you have. No, wait. The cloak does have 60. Okay, never mind. The mesh cloak, like this thing would. You need 7. You can't. Like, there's nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So all it is +1 armor everywhere. So everywhere except your head is really tanky. Well,
Sweet.
kinda. So you have new armor, and you can think of a way to describe said armor in any way you want.
It's probably just going to be pretty much the same exact dress.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a light beige / brownish dress with a black top that goes over it, similar. Well, it's going to be a black corset that goes over it. The only thing different about this dress is it's slightly shorter, which allows me to run.
Fair enough.
And it's creased in the middle, so it parts with my legs. Yes, that's a joke, but it actually makes it so that I can run easier.
I tried not to laugh.
Anyway.
So, the Lord Captain leaves you to it to get changed. Actually, with that, Polonia, you if you want, you can try and find Ren.
Sure. I assume I've been wandering around for a little bit. Do you want me to make an awareness or?
No, you can simply think of a bad reason to visit Heresy, and you will find her.
Well, I guess I can just go ask him if he's seen her since I've been looking around for her. So I'll go back to his room and yeah, with the intention to ask him where she is, or if he knows where she is.
Indeed, you find Lord Captain Aristide sitting in a leatherback chair, sipping on some Amasek, and as soon as you ask her about Rosalina, he merely nods his head into the direction of his massive wardrobe, and you see Ren in her new armor step out, which looks very similar to her old armor and can't be seen.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing one of the nice dresses he gave me, though.
Yeah, not mesh lined like hers, but you have your own armor.
No, if we got attacked right now, I would take agility penalties and have no armor.
I'm also
Oh,
going to be
damn.
brushing Reese's hair just to get all the soot and dust and dirt out of it, and cleaning her wings. Polonia.
Yeah, I was looking for you, but I didn't see you in your room.
Sorry. I was informing our captain here of the current state of events. Did you get any sleep?
No. I tried, but I don't know what it is. I just haven't been much for sleeping lately.
I'm just gonna walk up to you and like put my hand on your chin to look up at the rings under your eyes. Do you allow me to do this?
Yeah, sure.
You haven't slept in several days. The rings under your eyes are looking incredibly bad. You need rest.
Rosalina, every time I try to sleep, I have the same recurring nightmare.
I'm gonna look over at the captain and look back at Polonia. We will discuss this another time, okay?
Well, I was hoping to discuss... I was hoping that I could also discuss the situation with you.
Okay, go ahead.
I needed to know what your plan on all of this was. What we intend to do once we reach the planet. Also, do you intend to do anything about what you saw with me and Tarbok?
You see her grit her teeth and like look away. What you did is heresy.
I told him that, and he wouldn't listen.
Yet you went along with it.
What was I supposed to do? Let him damn himself? Who knows what he could have done if I wasn't there to help him? He could have opened up... Emperor knows what could have happened. He was nearly passing out at the table. If I wasn't there, he could have just created more problems than we're already dealing with.
You just see her grit her teeth and like look away, still like... I don't know if I would have done the same thing.
Well, I try to help people, Rosalina. That's why I went to Medicaid Scala.
We must know our enemies in order to best them. Is this the logic that Tarbok used?
That was what he was pushing, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't agree with it, and I told him we should leave it be. On the other hand, though, I knew he was exhausted, and who knows what could have happened if I left him alone with it.
Yes. Polonia, I'm not going to say you did the right thing, but staying by his side is something that we must do. I will... Go talk to one of the preachers. Confess your sins. And then I'm just going to rethink that. No, don't do that. The Emperor protects. And I'm just going to look at you and just be like, but please don't do that again.
If I'd been able to raise you on the combi, I would have called you over.
And I'm just going to be like, I'm disappointed, but I understand. I will have a word with Tarbok in the future about this. But for now, we must stick. We must stick to our mission.
My goal in this is going to remain the same as it ever was. I'll make sure that none of you come to harm.
Captain, thank you.
Oh, it was nothing.
Oh, also Riza's got a nice little dress on too. Because I'm a jerk and would dress her up too.
Hmm.
I mean, you think she's your daughter, right?
She is my daughter. Not starting this.
Well, at that I'll turn to leave. Are you gonna come with me?
Yes.
Once we're, like, further out of earshot, and we're, like, not, there's no one around, I'm gonna speak up again and say, when we fought on the bridge, Harold could have killed you.
He's a dangerous one, but he is necessary. His skills in combat are rivaled. Nobody can rival him in combat.
I tried to trank him, and he just ignored it.
It's the way of his people, I believe. They're berserkers. Crude, but effective.
Rosalina, I'm gonna stop and look at you and say, again, in that rage he could have killed you. He came at the captain and me with the intent to slaughter. And this isn't the first time it's happened. He nearly killed Kershawn.
If he comes to blow any of us, you have my permission to put him down.
Rosalina, if he tries to hurt you, I'm not going to hold back. I care about you so much. I can't let any harm come to you, even if it is from him.
I'm just gonna nod my head. I understand.
So,
And that's all I got to say. I will
indeed.
turn to walk back to our rooms.
Indeed. As the three of you head back to your individual rooms, actually, no, I won't bother having you rolling awareness tests. But as you turn the corner, Kershan enters the Lord Captain's quarters.
Ooh, some gay stuff is gonna happen. I'm just kidding, obviously.
So, Kershan, you are inside the well-decorated and furnished parlor of the Lord Captain. He is still sitting in his seat.
What time is it? In the
Shipboard? It's close to midnight.
I'm gonna knock the door and open. Good evening, Captain.
Actually, he did have your name, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mr. Kershan.
I'm gonna awareness test just. And as I'm doing this awareness test, I'm gonna ask him, "Are we alone?" Yes.
You do. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna roll a stealth test just to be an annoying. And I'm not telling you any. I'm just rolling a stealth test against your awareness, by the way. So don't read too much into that.
Yeah, I'm not winning that.
So, indeed we are. You can speak as freely as you wish.
So I imagine he's at like a desk right now.
No, he's sitting in a leather chair with a small table in front of him, knee height.
I'm gonna sit at the chair across from him. I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out, or my cloak and pull out a lost. Not lighting it, just kind of looking to him just for like a nod of approval.
He nods.
He lights it. Now, Captain, I'm going to speak to you plainly without the song and dance I put on for everyone else. You're Xeno Morno, yes?
Mm-hmm.
There happens to be some coincidences I've noticed with your Xeno.
Oh, and what kind of coincidences would that be?
Well, being a gambling man, I would wager that, please correct me if my pronunciation is wrong, she is of Craft World Mythandrothe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
He flinches at that. Please don't try and pronounce that in front of her.
In front of...
He was commenting on your absolutely atrocious
Yeah,
pronunciation.
I'm still working on my eldar.
Indeed. Just practice with someone else.
I digress. This trip of yours to Thaur, it, as you said yourself, yields little benefit. And if I had, being a gambling man, I would double down in betting that you have some sort of agreement with her craft world, and taking her to Thaur is a part of it. And if I had to guess, I'd say perhaps keep this Dusk Viper Corsairs off your back, since they seem to be the boogeyman of Eldari Corsairs. At least in Ascalon sector.
At this, the rogue trader chuckles. Are you willing to take that wager?
I am. I'm just gonna give a
how
serious
much?
squint. How much? Okay. So I'm just gonna reach into my bag and pull out all the bone chips I've collected. I think it's like 25. We can put this as a starting wager.
Yeah. He looks at the pile of chips and says, "Agreed. Now, shall we make it an actual wager?"
Alright. What would you wager then?
I will wager one of my favors against one of yours.
Deal.
Now, I will tell you this. No, I do not have some secret alliance with the craft world of this sector, and I need you to roll scrutiny against him. In fact, he is going to roll against you.
I'm gonna have use a fate point out of +10.
Alrighty. He's going to fate point that.
As am I.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was absolutely awful. Does he have anything? Don't think so. No, he does not. Odd. Oh well. You are able to tell that the Lord Captain's poker face slips a bit when he says this. You seem to realize that, while no, he doesn't have any official relationship with the craft world of this world outside of Morino herself. What Morino does, on the other hand, seems to be beyond his reckoning.
A half-truth. Fair enough.
So, if you were to find any information regarding some illicit deal making between Morino and the other Eldar, then you go right ahead. Tell me about it.
If I had to guess, if I had to guess, I'd say he probably has a deal with the planetary governor equivalent of Thaur. She probably sneaks off the ship, delivers or does whatever she does, and comes back before you even notice she's gone. The Eldari do seem to be an efficient lot.
Bring me proof of this, and you will win your wager.
Now, I bring this up because in your archives you have mention of the Crimson Snakes. Ooh, a nasty bunch of Drukhari.
Serpents?
Was it serpents? Did I
Yeah.
say snakes?
You
Tunnel
did.
snake.
Okay.
Tunnel snakes rule.
And I was wondering if you had other information on Dark Eldar fleets operating within Segmentum Obscurus. Preferably information within the last 15 years.
Did you find it in the archive?
Only the mention of the Crimson Serpents.
Then no. I would do
Scrutiny.
roll scrutiny.
Just flip-flop the number.
Mm-hmm. Well, appears to be telling the truth.
Fair enough.
Now, if that was all, it has been a very tiring day, and I would retire to my bedchambers.
Hey Vicky, real quick, can I send Isian's Polonia to sense her nightmare?
That'd be more of a telepathic link kind of thing.
Sanisian's mind is 10, actually, because Polonia is having some disturbances. Hot damn.
Yep, so you definitely sense that I'm having horrific nightmares again.
I'm gonna get out of the shower.
You have a you get a strange gut feeling that Polonia is in trouble. Toby, was there anything else?
He's gonna sit up from the chair. Now, Captain, just a word of advice for when dealing with at least my Inquisitor. Wear full war gear.
Duly noted.
Have a good night. And Kershaw will leave for his bedroom. And that is it.
Vicky, question: has 7 hours passed?
Because Polonia is still tossing and turning about, we can't quite quick jump yet. I want to see what Ren is doing before Harold wakes up. Because she's the last one to go to sleep, I think. So,
Just for the
Ren.
chat really quickly, so I can answer this, because I see them asking about Ren being a psyker. Ren gained her psychic abilities during a Gullifield incident where she was shown tarot cards, which awoke her latent psychic abilities.
Wait, tarot cards?
The Emperor's Tarot deck.
Oh, no. I thought we agreed that it happened when the Furies arrived and she dropped.
No, we did it when that happened, and when the second thing happened is when she actually popped the spook to attract them near her and then use her psychic powers to get them away from her allies.
Yeah.
After doing that, she passed out.
When I showed her the card, her nose started bleeding and very minor effects.
It's I shan't say. Yeah, for those in chat who are curious about the apparent psychic abilities of Ren and Polonia, Polonia got hers as a mutation from all of the corruption that she got, which all corruption, all after effects of insanity and mutation are rolled off screen, and that probably is what making it so confusing. But Polonia got the witch mark from the mutation table, and Alexis bought the Psyker Elite Advance after she got some talents.
Anyway,
Anyway,
after sensing the nightmare and everything, I tell Riza. Whoop, I spelled Riza wrong, huh? But anyway, R-I-I-Z-A. But anyway, I tell Riza to stay in the bedchamber, and I throw on a basic gown, like just a nightgown, and run over to Polonia's room and bash on the door.
is it locked?
No, it's not locked. It gives away, and you can hear me. I'm in the bathroom. There's a faucet on, and I'm washing my face. You can see that there's
lock the door behind us.
You can see that there's a sweat stain on the bed from where I tossed and turned and woke up.
Polonia, what is wrong?
Rosalina, I didn't know you were there. And I'll finish washing my face, put the cloth down, and then walk out to see you. I'm in a nightgown. Why are you here?
I heard you. I heard you yelling.
Was I screaming?
Apparently, yes.
I'm so sorry,
You
Rosalina.
can
I
actually
didn't
roll
mean to...
scrutiny against that, by the way.
Sure. Are you ready to see something funny?
Yes.
You would have made that
No, I don't have any ranks in it.
if
You
you
said
had
would
one.
have.
Yeah,
Oh,
would have.
yeah.
If you had one rank in scrutiny, you could have seen through that.
But anyway.
Nope. I'm young and naive.
Oh well. Soon you'll be just naive.
Ooh.
Ow! Oh god!
I'm sorry. I'm
My
sorry.
soul!
I'm sorry.
Low blow.
I'm gonna curl up in a ball and cry. For reference, I just had my birthday and it was horrific.
Oh.
Anyways.
I'm so sorry.
Biggie the GM, ladies and gentlemen.
Back to this.
Anyways, I'll sit at the edge of the bed and say, I'm so sorry, Rosalina. I just had the same dream again.
Oh, also in my hand, I just have my lit power sword.
Can you
Your
turn
power
that off?
sword is turned on?
Yes.
Can I make an
No?
awareness to notice that at like a major bonus?
That is no. Just you automatically succeed that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of glowing in a dark room.
I'm gonna look over and see that and say, oh, here, let me turn on a light. And I'm gonna walk over to a desk in the room and light a candle.
I'm gonna turn off my power sword. No one is in here with you, correct? Aside from myself?
No, it's just us.
Damn it.
I'm sorry I woke you up with my screaming. I'm going to change the sheets and try to go back to bed in a second.
Very well. If you're having trouble sleeping, just take some trank.
That might not be a bad idea, but I'm gonna look over at my doctor's bag, which is probably just spilling out with all of the chems we looted from that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Back on 4 at least, lots of people would get into this kind of thing, but I've dealt with addicts before, and I don't like the idea of going down that path.
Very well. Just try to rest, Polonia. And I open the door and walk out.
Aw, before you go, I was gonna try to hug you.
Oh. I mean, I won't hug you back, but yeah.
I'll like walk up to you as if to, and then just be like, "Oh right," and then turn around. Cause yeah, I'm guessing you are not going to return the body language at all.
Nope. I just kind of look at you confused.
I'll look back at you just as kind of confused, also a little bit hurt, and then just go to bed.
And I'm just gonna walk back with my power sword on my shoulder. Just like, God damn it. Set it down, and go back to bed.
Indeed. Hold on, need to type something out. So, with that, as everyone goes to sleep, I'm going to say that 8 hours pass, and everyone wakes up with without any fatigue. So remove all of your fatigue.
And one fatigue.
Do I get any passive wounds back?
24 hours have not been back. Mope, keep track.
Yep, that's 8 hours. And then are we gonna say how many hours was it?
It's been
let's-
15.
Yeah, let's say it's been 15, all in all.
Okay, so it's still I won't be able to heal you all for 5 more hours.
Mm-hmm. So, Pre, you had something you wanted to do when you woke up, yes?
Yes. Harold is going to wake up and he's going to go try to find the rogue trader.
Indeed. As you wander about, asking around, you find out that the rogue trader has taken a position on his command throne at the bridge.
And Harold will walk to the bridge.
Indeed. Let's just move here for effect, because I have it. And I'm going to...
There I am. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete my...
Yeah, let's just delete everyone that isn't here. So, let me move him right here, and here we go. So, the Lord Captain gets up from his command throne to greet Harold on the stairs.
Harold will take a bow before the rogue trader.
Indeed. So, what can I do for you, Harold, was it?
Yes. I have a question to ask you.
Ask away.
Is there possible to get anything bigger than this in the weaponry department? And he's going to pull out his plasma pistol.
The Lord Captain smiles at this. I shall have it prepared and delivered to you as you're about when you make your descent journey down to Thaur.
Thank you.
Though, word of warning, Thaur is an exceptionally low-tech world. For its classification, you will stand out with that thing.
Oh, don't worry.
As you wish.
And Harold is going to take a bow and walk away.
Indeed. So, with that, shrink. So, everyone has awoken, and Tarvok, I need you to roll for me a trade linguist to start scribing up those purity seals.
Do I get any bonuses?
Don't
this
you have the
autoquill?
you have the autoquill, right?
I do.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's your bonus right there.
Ooh, good thing I got it.
Made it. Whew. So, as you scribe down the warding runes that Harold showed you, you find that the purity seals seem almost drawn to each other with the various markings on them. It is a slight thing, but and almost as if the breeze is pulling them closer. So,
Biggie.
yeah?
Just as I do that, one quick thing as I want to do. Tarot card.
Tarot card. Hold on. Let me grab the deck.
Just a single one.
Let me do a tiny bit of shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling.
Oh no.
Jeez, what a year.
Okay, I'm dating myself. And tarot card. It is the artisan going up. That is learning a trade or profession.
Outfit. And you said you needed to be. You said you needed to be a psyker to use those things.
Well, the Emperor does speak through those things, so anyone can pull them if you want. But if you want the, real thing, psychic.
Fair enough. I know. I'm just being coy. And I collect these purity seals and head out.
Indeed. Are you going to plant them on the party?
I was gonna wait till we actually gather to do it.
Well, the party can. You can summon them to a location. Yes.
That's true. This is Thaur to Warband. Can you hear me?
I'm guessing everyone's on the upper decks, and with that, yes, everyone can hear him.
Please report to my quarters. I have something that will be of great value to us.
I will head over to Thaur's quarters. I was probably just in my room beforehand, not wandering around.
I'm gonna head there as well.
And then over the comm beat, I'll go ahead and say, Thaur, are you feeling okay?
Define okay.
Are you alright? Do you... And I will just sigh in frustration and continue to head towards his room.
I've not been okay for a long, long time, Miss Thalia.
Understood, but do you need immediate medical attention? Is that what it is?
No, but thank you.
I'll be there in a minute.
As the warband gathers in Thaur's chambers, you see him holding in his various hands a clutch of purity seals.
The fruit of our research has come into fruition. I must thank you all for your assistance. And I start passing these out, and as I kind of hand them out, I start saying, keep these on your person. They will help defend us.
I look at him and refuse.
Oh? And why is this?
I don't recognize this iconography. It is not of the ecclesiarchy.
I'll just take it without really questioning it.
You and your damnable ignorance,
Well,
Lady Lockwood.
if Alexis doesn't take Kira's Kershawn's just gonna walk up and take the one meant for her.
No, you're not.
Though there's enough for all, she is refusing one. There were
I know.
four made.
Why not have two?
Because I'm not giving it to you.
Also, giggity. As all of the individual purity seals, the senders, so to speak, are placed on the three willing members, including yourself, Thaur, you place the receiving ends of the purity seals on Herald's obsidian armor. Roll for me a scrutiny plus 10 as you do this.
Do I even have scrutiny?
I don't know.
I do.
Oh, you
But
do.
it's fellowship.
Can anyone roll it?
But it's fellowship. But
No, this is against perception. This is not.
oh wow!
Oh snap! As you affix the purity seals to Harold's obsidian armor, obsidian plate, you notice a tiny fraying at the end. It is It is slight, but it is there.
And I turn over to Rosalina. Rosalina, I must insist that you take this. I understand that you do not wish it, but please listen to someone who has more knowledge on these things than yourself.
I'm just gonna look at him and just be like, that thing will not come near me. You created that after studying demonology.
And what are we facing, Lady Lockwood?
I will not bear the mark of a demon.
You are not bearing the mark of a demon. You are bearing a ward against it.
I am a ward against it.
Ignorant child.
It's so cringy, and I love it. Oh, ignore me. So, with that, actually, Tarvok, do you offer to at least... Actually, may I hijack Tarvok a tiny bit?
Just make sure I
One
get him
question.
back.
One question.
Yes.
And you'll get him back in one piece, yes.
Okay, no scratches.
No scratches. So, Ren, since you refuse, Tarvok offers to put it on Riza
If he
instead.
touches Riza, I'm gonna pull out my bolt pistol and aim it at him.
He asks,
No.
do you refuse that as well?
Yes.
Fair enough. Tarvok's all yours.
She is on her own.
Unfortunate. However, Tarvok also explains to the rest of the warband that should the summoning go through, should our efforts prove unsuccessful, he has found a way to make his rites of banishment more potent now that he has a specific demon to focus them against. His rites of banishment talent, that being Tarvok, has now gained an extra -10 for demonic willpower. Thanks to which is the reward for the explication.
And from the breakthrough, we actually get the...
Yes.
Should I explain to them how the hexagonal chords work?
I'm going to probably custom make these. So these specifically work in a way that should a psychic power or a psychic phenomena hit a character who carries this purity seal, it will redirect that bad thing or effect onto Herald, who is uniquely resistant to those things. But yeah, it doesn't have to be it is universal against warp things. It's not just the ritual stuff. So these things are pretty damn potent. However, I'm going to add right now, if 5 or more degrees of success are made when it comes to the test, the focus power test, then the purity seal burns up, but it can be used. So if too much power is being redirected, the purity seal burns up. So keep that in mind.
I have made Harold a bastion against the darkness. His very form will protect us against evils. Thank you, Harold.
No problems.
I'm gonna look down at the purity scale in my hand and look up to Rosalina and ask, you don't think this is blasphemous, do you?
I'm gonna look at her and just be like, in a sense, yes.
I'll look down at it again. I'm not gonna put it on myself, but I'll just put it in my bag for right now.
Fair enough. That will have to do for now.
Ren is a
So-
zealot.
Fair enough. Does anyone want to do anything before we time skip to the journey through the to the hangar bay.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the ecclesiarchal dude and request a certain item from him.
That would be
The
Preacher
bracelet.
The who?
I'm going to the dude guy that I talked to prior.
You talked to two different ecclesiarchal guys. Are you referring to Preacher Nesiah Lazaroon or Confessor Graves?
Confessor. I think he's higher up.
He's younger, I can tell you that, so I think...
Well, the older one. I'm just going there to requisition a weapon from him.
Indeed. So, did you already make this requisition test?
Yes, I got the bracer of holy fire from it.
Yeah, with the weapon that you're not even going to use.
Yep.
So, with that, you
I'm gonna do a prayer with them and then leave.
actually, this is perfect for this.
Hey, look, there it is.
Oh, look. So, as you enter the Basilica Unspoken, you can see that the preacher himself appears to be enjoying another sermon by the... I forget who's doing this thing. But there is another man in the podium sermonizing over the different pilgrims. And you see Preacher Lazaroon sitting on a pew with an empty spot next to him.
I'm gonna join him.
Ah, welcome, my child. Have you come to pay your observances?
I'm also gonna have Risa sit on my lap. Of course.
Risa sits, folds her wings.
And I'm just gonna put my hand on her head, just patting her head.
The preacher himself looks slightly discomforted to see a cherub this close. They're usually flying above head.
Yeah, but it's still holy, in a sense.
It is, but, you know, they look creepy up close.
Well, I mean, Risa's adorable. Look at her. If you could put her picture on screen right now, that'd be terrific.
I can't. It's too... I would have to go find it and upload it and blah, blah, blah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Issue
problems.
So, I start talking with him, doing small talk and everything. And I ask him for a way of shining light to heretics.
Have you tried a flavor?
I've got one of those. I was thinking one of those braziers. Not only are they a religious symbol, they can stir them. They can sway the masses pretty easily. It also makes an effective weapon in case I would have run into some lower and more dangerous heretics.
I believe so. He motions over one of the pilgrims who appears to be somewhat more important than the others, who is holding a reliquary. And as he approaches, Preacher Lazaroon opens up the reliquary and takes out what appears to be an ornate torch with a pilot light at the end. Not lit, by the way. He hands it to you and says, "Here, use this to light your way through the darkness."
Thank you. And I'm going to give him the sign of the Aquila and do a prayer with him while holding the weapon in my hands.
Use the Emperor's light as your torch.
His word on my lips and his sight and his light in my eyes. For he protects.
The Emperor protects, and he gives the sign of the Aquila.
And then I go back and join the warband.
Indeed. So, anyone want to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find the captain.
Ooh, one final talky talk before you leave?
Yeah.
Before you
Are
disembark.
we at Thaur yet? Are we like in orbit of it, or is it still like a couple hours out?
You are, like, If you start walking now to the hangars, you will be at Thaur when you reach it.
No, I'm still gonna go try to talk to the captain first.
Yeah, this will probably be the last thing you do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, great, he's gonna kill you.
I guess we knew it had to happen eventually.
I could have phrased that better, but yeah.
I'm gonna go find the captain.
You find that the Lord Captain is not in his chamber or at the bridge. He appears to be seems to be standing at an observatory cupola, I think they are called.
Captain Anzafor, I hope I'm not interrupting.
Oh, no. I am merely enjoying some peace and quiet among the stars as he motions towards the armor glass that all that is separating him from the open void.
We can't see Thaur yet, can we?
Sadly, it is in front of the ship, and the observation blister, yeah, let's call it that, is to the side of the ship.
I will go up next to him and look out for a few moments before turning back to him and saying, I've always liked the view of the stars, though I always preferred oceans.
Oceans?
You've seen oceans before, haven't you?
Oh, I've seen many wondrous things. Oceans are the less extreme end of the spectrum when it comes to galactic phenomena.
That's what I was thinking, but I'd imagine most of the people on Dysolium had never seen one. Still, I've been in this position and seen the stars, and I've sat on a beach and stared at the ocean, and there's just something about the way the waves move. It's entrancing. But that's not what I came here to talk to you about.
No?
I was just curious if you've ever been on the surface of Thaur before, and if there's anything you could tell me about it.
I have, though it has been some years since I went there. It is a dreadful place, to be frank.
Oh.
Yes, the Eulicus Escaline is such a dour organization. They lack all the fire and brimstone so usual of the Ministorum.
Is it worse than Dysolium?
Oh, forgive me, I should probably rephrase that. They are the keepers of the dead, and I find that personages that spend their time around the dead become dour and morbid individuals.
So that's what this planet is. It's a giant graveyard.
A cemetery world, yes.
I guess that makes sense why all the pilgrims are heading there.
And the occupants in my corpse hold.
I was wondering why you kept all those bodies down there. I knew that, you can't just eject them into space, but now I get the kind of cargo you carry.
It is one of the few profits I can make on this route, though it is mostly what I do. It is a side activity in service to the Ministorum.
So, has that business made you morbid?
Me? No, like I said, I have not been on Thaur for some years now. It is, I went, at first I went there and was greeted by the, greeted by the, priesthood as a devout man. Now I find their ceremonies to be, dull and, repetitive. So I merely make my excuses and stay aboard the Oath Unspoken.
I'll smile and say, I can understand that. I grew up on Forlis, or the cult of the Emperor was never, well, I should say the Ecclesiari, excuse me. The Ecclesiari was never that prevalent, and anytime I ended up in a service, I just found myself falling asleep.
Question, Mope. Have you actually name-dropped Foralise to him before?
I don't
I
know. I
don't
did earlier.
think you have.
No, I don't think I have actually. You're right.
Because if you were to mention that, he would he would perk up at that.
Hey then, yeah, I'll do that. I'll go ahead and say it.
He at this he looks at you with an interested look on his face and says, "For release?
Oh,
That
yeah.
is-
Go ahead.
You were. I didn't know you were a member of the Vor dynasty."
My father worked with a few of them. He's currently working with Maximilian, I believe.
A most prestigious position.
It was. I went to medical case Scala when I was very young, and I was very lucky to have the opportunity thanks to his position.
I see. Then I will have to you will have to give him my regards when next time you cross paths with him, though we shall see when that happens.
I would love to return home. I didn't realize how barren and dreadful the rest of the galaxy was until I was on Solium.
Thaur should prove a quite the juxtaposing place for you then. You'll see what I mean when you land.
I guess so. Are there any customs I should be aware of before we go to land? Especially
Aside-
concerning medical practices.
Not really. Most of the there are more dead on Thaur than there are living, so they are probably outside of your remit. However, I will say this: stick to the roads. You know what they say about walking on hallowed ground.
I'll be sure to stay in Rosalina's wake. She'll probably be able to navigate that aspect of things easily enough.
No. His question about hallowed ground.
Oh. No.
Do you know what, like, not walking on hallowed ground because there's graves there?
Oh, no, I had no idea about that.
Ah, right. So when you're walking in a graveyard, don't step out of the path because you're walking on dead people.
I will keep that. I'll keep that in mind, Captain. Thanks for the advice.
Oh, and I say that because pretty much all of Thaur is hallowed ground.
So stay on the paths. Understood.
Indeed. Now, we should be arriving at Thaur shortly. If you head to the hangar bay, you should be in orbit by the time you get there.
Right, of course. And then I'll start to walk off and say, "Thank you for all the help, Captain."
Indeed. And he bows, giving you the one-handed version of the Aquila.
I'll return it and then start walking back to meet the rest of the warband before we depart.
Indeed. Harold, you wanted to do something before you land?
Yes. Harold is going to walk to the brig.
The brig. Ooh, nice. I actually have maps for this. Did I? Oh wait, no. I think I may have archived it. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Restore. Ta-da! And I can move you there now. Oh wait, Kirshen is here. He shouldn't be there. And just drag yourself onto the screen, Harold. There you go. And as you walk up to the cell door, you look through the armor glass and you see that Jared Sincade is sitting on the toilet.
I'm going to look at him and laugh. And then Harold is going to call a armsman over.
Indeed. Let's see who I can grab right here. As you yell over to get an armsman, one of them hops to it and starts briskly walking along and says, "Yes, sir."
This man is to be released, yes?
On whose authority?
Mine.
And he goes on to his handheld vox, talks into it, gets some message back. He gives a description of what you look like, and nods a few times. Says, "Indeed, that would be that can be arranged, sir." And he moves to unlock the door. He presses his palm up against the biometric scanner, and the rune turns green, and he steps back.
Harold bows his head slightly to him. That would be all, armsman.
"Thank you, sir." And he walks away. Not willing to get involved in any of this. So, let's open the door. Step aside. Step, around it. There you go. So, finally come to free me, eh? You see that he's still sitting on it.
Indeed. As per our agreement.
Yeah, just give me a few minutes. The brig food is disagreeing with me.
Of course. And Harold will turn around and face away.
Indeed. You hear water splashing and then a flush as Jared steps up and says, "All right, let's blow this popsicle. Let's blow this ratsicle stand."
Indeed. Let's move.
And you walk out, both of you, out of the brig, and I'm just going to move us back here. So, what are you going to do with this man and his newfound freedom?
Well, Harold is going to talk about their deal they made.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're walking to the corpse holds then.
Indeed, we are.
Perfect. What do you? So the conversation on the way.
Yeah, and Harold is going to ask about what would be in his favor of, well, in his gain for this massive favor he has done.
Well, I can spread the word around to some of my colleagues, and you'd get you could get out of some trouble when you drop if you were to name drop me, and then there of course will be the hefty monetary what's the word I'm looking for? Remuneration. There we go. The hefty monetary remuneration once I run back into you, and who knows, if you are hanging about the Oath Unspoken, odds are you can find me at the Drunnels.
That sounds good.
So I'm guessing you walk him down into the corpse hole to the fake panel?
Yes.
Yeah. Jared is positively skipping by the time you're in the corpse hold, as his staff, as his cane clacks on the cold floor. Here we go. As he looks up and down the fake panel, did you happen to damage that? And he taps the panel.
Indeed, we found it on accident before, and I opened the door
I see. Could you reopen that? It looks heavy.
Of course.
And Harold simply pulls the fake plasteel plate away, and you see Sincade ducking down and going in. You hear cutting noises as he starts releasing the cadavers of their medicinal cargo. You see him back outside with a gigantic backpack. There's some there's some blood droplets on it. Here we go. And yes, this is where our ways part. Did you ever give him your name?
No.
Wait, what was the fake name you gave him? Do you remember?
Wait.
That would be a callback.
Equaf Iku?
This is where our ways part, Ihu. And yeah, remember the name of Jared Sincade if you get into unsavory trouble.
Indeed, I will.
And he gives a kind of poorly. He performs a civilian's idea of a salute, which is just bad.
And Harold will stretch out his hand towards him.
He reaches to grab your palm.
Harold responds with a very firm squeeze.
Indeed. Until we meet again, Nihu.
Until we meet again.
And off he walks into the cold darkness of the corpse holds. No doubt taking some obscure way to get out.
But can we tell by the way he walks if he's a woman's man? No time to talk.
He appears not to be.
And Harold will walk back to where the rest of the party is.
Indeed. So, you can... actually, all of you can simply head to the hangar bay now to get down on planet. I'm going to say that the word was sent out that you were going to meet there. You all went and did your individual things, and then you're going to rendezvous in the hangar, which just so happens to be here. Well, actually, yeah, this is the hangar thing I used. Woo.
Mhm.
So, with that, let me double check something.
Has everyone gotten all of their gear?
Yep, I have everything. And I'll switch over to my various rifles. And I will show my auto pistol, and I'll pull out my compact las pistol to show it and everything. And then I'll say, has anyone here ever been to Thaur before?
Thaur. I know, it's an awful, awful thing, but sour.
Thaur?
Sour. Sour.
Four? Pour?
Ugh,
Porridge?
I give up.
Actually, it's Loki.
God damn it.
Wait.
Odin?
Wait, are you saying that Thor is low-key Thaur?
Anyway, I'm just
Moving
gonna
on.
look at the number of weapons that you're carrying and just look at mine and just be like, flamer, brazier, sword, pistol. Yeah, I'm good.
What that force staff?
Yeah, that's just in my inventory. That's not even gonna be. I'm never gonna use it.
And from behind, you hear the massive clank of Tarvok carrying his new heavy stubber.
Indeed.
Harold is going to look around because, yeah, he still haven't gotten his thing.
Indeed. As you gather in the hangar bays of one of the hangar bays of the Oath Unspoken, you can see coming from one of the bulkhead doors, you see a parade almost of people approaching with Aristide at the front, you see that a gaggle of tech priests, which is what a group of tech priests is called, is walking behind with some sort of armored crate between them. They seem to be struggling to hold it.
V Forges of Mars, Chapter 5, it's a nerd herd.
I stand corrected. As the nerd herd of tech priests approaches with the giant armored crate, Anzavora bids them to set it down, and he motions to the crate and looks at Harold at the same time, saying, as per your request.
Harold is going to walk over.
What is in Harold? What is that?
Harold is just going to look back and give you a massive smile.
I'll raise an eyebrow.
So, as one of the tech priests inputs a numeric code on the rune bank, the armored crate opens up with a slight hiss. As you look inside, you see the cool mist emanating away from what looks to be a plasma cannon.
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 Our.
Your friend here, your fellow acolyte requested some heavier firepower. I was merely obliging him.
Are we really going to need that?
Omnisci, I hope not.
Let's hope there will never be a need for this.
An insurance policy, if you will?
Indeed.
Excellent.
Fine.
Now, I can provide you with transport down to the surface.
An Arvis lighter will do.
That's the cargo thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. The Aquila Lander is the other thing.
Yep.
Yes.
I want to go down as inconspicuous as possible.
Of course.
This is a two-way transport, yes.
Worry not. I would not leave you down there.
I worry a lot.
How else would I make good on my side of the deal?
Fair. Alright, I'm gonna board the vessel.
Indeed. So I'm guessing everyone grabs their guns. Final check.
Wait, everybody, wait, I forgot something. I forgot my pinky in the corpse hold. And Kershon just has like this giant smart-ass grin.
Does he have any other?
I'm just gonna look at Kershon and kind of smile a little bit. Alright, get aboard, everyone.
Can I stick my rifles in like a case that looks like an instrument or something?
You can stick it in a case so it doesn't get immediately spotted as weapons.
Sure, and I'll just start walking around with the case.
Indeed. It is not in the shape of an instrument, no, but it is in a gun case. Which, to be fair, works just as well. Everyone is armed in 40k.
Question: Can we put Harold in a case so that way it's not too blatantly obvious?
I mean, they have a plasma cannon box, so...
Yeah, there's an empty plasma cannon box over there.
I want to look at the rest of the party and pat the box and say, surgical tools.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Mobile apothecarian?
Yeah, that's what it is. In case I need to cut somebody open.
What book did we take the plasma cannon from? Only War.
Only War.
Only War. Yeah, it is Only War.
2d10 plus 10.
It's 3d10 plus 10.
Can I get my armor from there?
Wait, no, sorry. That was the maximal thing. Can you get your what now?
Nothing. I'm making a joke that you won't give me power armor that has a battery in it.
Only War doesn't get the endless power supply. They can't get it.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. You picked the only system that doesn't, I think.
Harold is going to, before he boards the ship, he's going to look back at Rogue Trader and bow his head again in respect.
The Lord Captain returns the gesture and says, "You will be landing at Port Restful. It is a lot less than you might think the name implies, and the landing and the boarding ramp of the Arbus lighter lifts up, sealing you in."
Can I make a maybe Scholastic lore check to see if I know it, just to get like a basic readout of the planet, just like basic information?
Sure, you can, and I have the perfect thing to answer you. Do you want to use a fate? Never mind.
I don't have it.
Oh yeah, you don't have any. That's right. So, as you tippity-tap away on your data slate with the relevant information that you took from the archive, let's see, where did I put the info? It is right here. So, the planetary data that you get on Thaur, population, approximately 500 million, excluding pilgrims and other visitors. Tithe grade, exactus non, meaning it does not tithe. Geography, dense forests covering most of the planetary surface, modest hills and valleys. Government type, Eulicus Ascaline, semi-autonomous ecclesiarchy diocese with divergent beliefs. Planetary governor, Lord of the Wake, Geronius Pyre, adept presence low. Trade, major importer of deceased from across the sector, minimal export of wood and wood products, and wood accessories.
Can you type in the governor's name?
Yes, I can. That
And you
would
said
be...
they import wood, as in they get it?
No, they export wood, they import deceased.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Lord of the Wake. There you go.
Such a cool title.
It is.
Viggy, I'd like to make an awareness test inside the lighter.
What for?
Let's see if that Eldar's hiding in here.
Roll for it.
I have a wager to win.
Let's see. Now, ignore the stealth test, but I just have to roll it because you're rolling awareness against her.
Oh, I'm gonna roll Sinisians.
Where did I put her?
Zelda.
Where did I put her sheet? Here we go. Here we go, and yeah, she would have destroyed you if she was here, but I shan't say.
Do I sense it?
Yeah? No, you do not.
I passed my Sinisians.
Yeah.
Wait, can Harold roll a Sinisians to see if he sees her?
She's not on the ship.
Alright, let's just go.
You people.
I have a wager to win, so there's mixed sense for mine.
Well, yeah. So, yeah. Here we go. And as you descend through the bumpy atmosphere of the Thaur. Wait, I didn't move with you. Ah. As you emerge from the lighter's access ramp, you see approaching a phalanx of individuals in somber dark tunics, emblazoned with an emblem of a skull and rose. They are clearly armed, with hints of flak armor visible beneath their decorative uniforms. Several of the group are brandishing unusual crossbow-like weapons. These must be the Mournful Guard, Thaur's planetary enforcers. As they near, a vox-amplified voice issues from beneath the helmet of the lead warrior. By order of the Lord of the Wake, lay down your weapons and come with us peacefully, and we'll continue next week.
I want to roll a stealth check really quickly to hide my weapon.
Go for it.
Me too.
You will get massive minuses, Pri.
Give me my massive minuses.
What's the minus to try to hide a power sword?
Power sword, you would get a -10.
For a pistol?
Knife and a pistol? There's no minus on that.
Luminant capacitor.
No, you don't hide those.
Exactly.
Do I have to put down my bracer?
No.
Okay, I'll keep that then. I'm gonna need the stats for that. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Queen's Court. This one was a rather talky talk episode, and I really enjoy those kinds of episodes. They're my favorite kind of episodes. But anyway, I want to thank the players. I want to thank Viggy for being awesome. And I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Bye.